What's up, everybody? How we doing? Happy Tuesday. It is Christmas week. We got Christmas Eve coming up tomorrow, and everybody's just kind of wondering, what is the end of the year going to bring? We have very few days left of 2025. It's been a very interesting year, a tough year for alts, and we've been getting through it as a team. In fact, that's one of the coolest things about the Hive. The biggest buzzing trading group on the internet. We do things as a team, and we've been nailing some setups as a team, including H, which we'll go over today. We have some entries now forming for other setups that we've gone over on this YouTube that we're going to discuss today. So stay tuned for those. If you want some trading action coming up into the Christmas days, you're with your family, you need a little bit of a break, you're on the couch, and instead of watching Netflix, you jump in the Hive and you do some trading, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to be doing some holiday stuff, maybe not so much posting, but the community is always active. So there is a place for you, and we are going to have so much fun. So welcome everybody to today's show. It will be the last live before Christmas Eve and Christmas. We may be coming to you for a Friday special of crypto and cocktails, but if not, we will be back Monday with our regular show programming. So that being said, guys, tell me how everybody's doing. I see Brian, shout out to you, Brian, in the comments. Yes, we will be talking about that option expiry. It's what everybody's talking about on crypto Twitter or X. So we'll be having a look at that and sort of trying to come up with a theory as to whether that's going to cause a lot of, volatility, or whether, that's already being priced in, if it can be priced in, and we'll see how we go from there. Pika Pooch, hi, I think you're new here. I haven't seen you before, but welcome. We will be talking about some altcoin setups. We'll be looking at potentially what the altcoins are doing, zooming out a little bit. We've got that stochastic RSI cross imminent for Bitcoin. And also we're going to have a look at what do we need to do to see some momentum come back into the market for altcoins. Now, we did receive some news that we could be, basically it said it was confirmed. I haven't fact checked this yet, but it said that we could be getting that Crypto Clarity Act passed in January. I mean, I just feel like there's so many bullish catalysts on the horizon for January and for this up and coming beginning of the year. On this channel, we've been sort of theorizing. Obviously, price action will dictate, and we'll take it level by level, but could we see a bullish Q1, maybe Q2 going into May, sell in May and go away? We're playing by the big boy rules now, and we're trading like the big institutions trade, like stocks trade. It's much more indicative of that sort of a cycle rather than the traditional cycle we've been in. And again, I believe that it's not even really a 4-year cycle or the halving that drives the cycle. I think it's liquidity. Liquidity is the driver of all markets, right? So let's see what happens. Gold is breaking out to new all-time highs. Silver is raging. So the question is, when will Bitcoin move? When will Bitcoin get its day in the sun? I have a few charts to show you before we pull up Rob and we get going on that. So let me just pull them up here. They're not in any particular order, but just things that I wanted to show you. Okay, so first things first, silver just became the 3rd largest asset in the world above Apple. I know that there's been a lot of talk about silver price suppression and things going on. Well, now silver is getting its day in the sun, which is pretty cool to see. We've also got a few other stats on Bitcoin. So one of those being Bitcoin has never closed 2 red years in a row. Okay, we don't have a lot of price data on this. Obviously, I mean, it's been since 2011 that we have this data, but it is true that we've never closed 2 years in a row. So what will we need to do in order to close this year green? Maybe we can have a look at that, see if it seems within the realm of possibilities, and then we'll get into that as well. I see a lot of you are talking about BMNR. I also hold BMNR, and I think that, ETH will find its footing and start to have a very good run this cycle as well, come January, maybe late January. So this is another chart I wanted to show you. Obviously, the text isn't there, but I posted it in the group, and it's the total 3 2-week stochastic RSI. Okay, so it's deep below the 20 at the moment, and it shows momentum exhaustion. Altcoins don't recover on price; they recover on momentum. So now the question is, if we don't get that 2-week stochastic cross up, the rallies stay fragile, and we sort of have to trade the ones that pump. I mean, Rob gave a theory on this yesterday that when big institutions aren't trading, these little pockets of altcoins tend to get short-lived pumps and then sort of roll over. So that's sort of what we've had as trading conditions. So the key for alts is for this to cross up and momentum coming back into the market. Now, the Russell 2000, which tracks all the higher volatility, low cap stocks, that's doing very well. Everything's seemingly doing very well. And the question is, will crypto follow? All the macroeconomic signals are lining up, but again, we need that momentum back in the market. So on that note, I think we'll bring Rob up to the stage. How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm wondering where our spirit animal is.
Right now she's with her mom.
Okay. Well, she's with us in spirit, Purdy, our Dalmatian, the local spirit animal of this channel. So, yeah, Rob, how are you feeling? What are you thinking about these markets?
They're just going sideways, like I kind of like my idea was. We're just getting some chop in the trading there, getting some good up and downs, just sideways trading. So
Right.
because
So I
it's
do want to I do want to pop this up because Brian was asking about it and a lot of people are asking about it. This is about the options expiry. Okay. So this is what we're looking at. A lot of people are talking about that. Now, what kind of effect will that have on the market? 20, almost 24 billion in Bitcoin options expire on December 26th. So some people are saying it's massive. It's over 1% of Bitcoin's entire market cap expiring on a single day. But, you said this yesterday. If they both get wrecked in both directions, could it just not move at all? Could it just be a nothing burger? That's the question. So it's enough size to matter for how the market behaves into expiry. Options don't just sit there. Big whales hedge them. So into expiry, you often get annoying behavior. Price grinds up. Price gets rejected. So actually, the theory here is that there's sort of been a ceiling because of these options at around like 88K, right? And so they're trying to break through, then they get sold, and that's sort of the working theory on X. And will that ceiling and the floor get taken out because the options expire? That's what people are talking about. Do you have any particular take on this, Rob? Or are you just going to let price action dictate?
I'm gonna let price action dictate. I'm not. I didn't really go back test like prior ones that happened. I'll have to actually do a little more research on it to make an idea what may happen. Because I'm doing technical analysis. You're always looking at the past, see what happened in the past history, and see if anything's kind of rhyming in that area. But whenever you get too focused on one area, you sometimes will lose track of your strategy, and you kind of stop making money during that time. So I just focus on my strategy. I spoke right now. I know it's happening, so I know that's a news catalyst for something to happen. Whether it can be bullish or bearish for the markets, I have no idea. I'm just going to stick with my strategy, and that's going to keep me well protected.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep that in mind that we could see some volatility. But again, it will be the charts that dictate how we react. So we just got a couple of comments up here talking about BMNR. Maybe we'll go over that. Yes, it is Bitmine. Brian, that's Tom Lee's foundation, right? So we'll go over that maybe later in this channel, but that'll be correlated to ETH, right? So you need to, so this is a very good point, Jay Weinstock. We just haven't had time to get the team together. We're working on putting the group together, but he says you need to put a transcript for your videos. So timestamps, I'm assuming your hits will increase dramatically. Guys, we have been calling out banger after banger for free on this channel. In fact, we nailed the Night token, which was the most traded token in the world. Rob and his team were calling that out in the Telegram, in the Hive Telegram, which the link is in the description below. It is still free. We wanted to give some Christmas spirit out to everybody and extend that a little while longer. So get in there while you can. All you have to do is verify with their bot, sign up to BYDFI exchange, and you get a free $100 for any deposit. So the community is on fire. And so they just nailed a setup called H together, and Night was just raging. I mean, so many gains while everything else was sort of stagnant. And now Night is seemingly coming back to the pullback that we just called yesterday on the channel. Right, Rob?
Yeah, and some people actually shorted it as well too. So we called the pullback on it, and I didn't get to short it because I was waiting for like a long wick, but some other members in the group shorted it and made great profits on the callback on the pullback call as well too.
Right. Yeah. So we do need to. So by transcript, Jay, do you mean like an entire transcript in the description of the words, or just timestamps? Timestamps are very doable. We were doing that before, but we sort of been juggling a lot of different things and getting a lot of things ready. So we can get back to that. I do agree with you because it's valuable information, and we're giving it out for free. But we can't be here 24/7 on YouTube, only once per day, and we are 24/7 basically in the channel. So yeah. Curious Snake, huge move coming for Bitcoin. Yes, that is what the title says, because the 2 weeks, the stochastic RSI will cross up eventually. But that actually was referring to the options expiry because everybody was talking about it. It may do nothing, and the huge move actually could be to the downside or the upside. We don't know. But what that means essentially is volatility. So brace for potential volatility this week. Not a lot of institutions trading, but the options expire, which is what people are looking at. So Iris, Bitcoin is not responding to catalysts. Why now? So many theories, so little action. Yes, but I would agree with you on that. It's been sort of a strange cycle. My whole theory is that institutions want time to accumulate. They want to buy cheap, and so that's what's going on here. It's old whales selling, OGs selling, and institutions and newcomers buying it up. But the options are actually not just any catalyst. They're not just news. They're actually things that can move the market because that's directly correlated to price action, right? So Yeah, but I would agree with you. I mean, we just take it day by day, and catalysts are catalysts. We'd be ready for whatever's going to happen. And Jay's saying word for word transcription. I actually have a tool for that. And we are going to get a newsletter going so that I can send those out in real time right after the YouTubes. So yeah, that could be a good idea, Jay. But Rob, back to you.
Yeah, so I mean, news catalyst. People are always looking for a news catalyst to move the market. Me, I think just waiting for the chart to set up. We're waiting for that stochastic RSI on the 2-week time frame. We talked about crossing over. So I think we're just setting up and waiting for just normal signals. I believe the news catalyst always comes after the chart says go time. So
Right.
news catalyst will be to make the market move. I don't know. I think the chart's going to make it move eventually. The chart signals, and then we'll figure out what news catalyst it will be afterwards.
Right. So, there's a lot of things happening in January. Potentially the Clarity Act. President Trump is expected to name the new Fed chair to replace Jerome Powell by first week of January. So lots going on. Let's see how that all pans out. But silver's raging, gold is raging. Trump says inflation will take care of itself, and if it doesn't, we can always raise rates. Okay, so there's a lot of talk here. We'll see what's happening. But the U.S. crypto czar David Sachs says the golden age is here. I actually really truly believe that. I think we just need some patience. I believe we're going to see incredible growth in our economy due to productivity. I've said that many times here. So Myrtle Beach. Oh, yes, I forgot. Can you tell me your name again? I don't know what your name is. My name is Unit. Okay, I remember you from before, and you're finally catching live. It's really great to see you here again right before Christmas. I know everybody's on different time schedules with family and things like that, but we want to make it a point. Gary, that's right. What's up, Gary? Sorry about that. It's just you haven't been around for a while, so I needed a little reminder, but we love having you on. And we want to make sure to get this content out to you regardless of where you're at or what time zone you're in, so you can watch it later, and I will try to timestamp it. So, Rob, on that note, what do you say we dig into the charts?
Yeah, we can do that real quick. All right, so what chart did I want to look at first here? So right now, I'm just pulling up the liquidation map right now. So I'm looking at the liquidation map. We do got some high leverage shorts right now that are looking to get liquidated right around $89,000. So I think we're still playing the chop game on it. So I think we're gonna get a little bit higher, then come back down, and we're just gonna be going sideways in a sideways market. And that's basically what this chart is telling me as well too. So we got a break of structure here, but we're also retesting the 1 hour SMA 9. We keep on playing Dancing Queen on it, or 1 hour SMA 200. And that lines up right with the 1 hour or 1 day SMA 9. So we are bullish for retesting this here. We're looking at, if we close above the 1 day SMA 9, we are looking at a long wick underneath as well too. So it looks like we're getting buying pressure. I'd like the oscillators to get a little bit more bullish right now. So we are getting in a little bit higher ranges, but we need to have them start pointing up. So we might be just for the holidays, just going Dancing Queen still right in this area. So I'm not expecting any kind of big movements until potentially after the holidays or something like that. But if we just keep closing above this zone, we kind of just make market structure right here. I'm going to sit there and say the local low is in, and I'm still going to be aiming for that 100K zone with the 1 week SMA 50, all that type of stuff until I make my next decision where I think we might go next. So I'm still holding this area here. I don't believe we're going to be going much lower if we do. If not, it's just chop zone until we get kind of in that area. So I think just in the mid time frames, the low time frames, we are actually just choppy, and then the high time frames, I think we're getting bullish. When I look at the 3-day chart, we got the so I'm looking at the 3-day chart right now. We're looking at the bullish crossover on the MACD. RSI is getting up above 35, going to 40, and the Stoch RSI is getting above 50. So we're looking at starting to get some bullish momentum in. Weekly chart, we're looking at the same. We're looking for the bullish crossover in the 2 week as well too, which we went over yesterday. So we're just setting up, in my opinion, just getting ready for everything. Waiting for those options to expire, maybe. I don't know. Maybe after the options expire, we finally start getting a move here. A little whipsaw, and then hopefully it'll move to the upside that I'll be looking for, something like that.
Right. So let's see how this week pans out. But so as long as we're above the 1 day 9, we'll consider that to be the local low is in. And if it goes below the 1 day 9, then we'll reevaluate. Is that sort of the summary here?
Yeah, it's basically what I'm going to be doing is like we start closing. If you close, sometimes you play Dancing Queen on it, sometimes you don't. So it's not like this is a magic line where it's 100% hit rate. Sometimes you got to be a little bit patient here. You're looking for those pivots, and we're looking for those pivots in high time frames.
Right. So, absolutely.
Yeah, so there's nothing very much more to go on after that with that part on Bitcoin. Other than right now, if you zoom into the 1 hour time frame, you start getting these liquidity levels, and I think just market makers are just taking out liquidities, just chopping back and forth.
Right. So we're gearing up for potentially a big move, but we're not there yet. More patience required. I know you guys don't want to hear that, but that's it. Just sit back, relax, go hang out with family, trade on your phones. Like I'm telling you, Rob has an incredible success rate just trading from his phone. You don't want to be sitting there staring at your computer all day. So, go live your life and wait for this all to pan out. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. And we will see some sort of movement at some point because we'll get that momentum back in the market if we get that cross above 20 on the 2-week stochastic RSI.
Yep. So yeah, just patience for that. I'm going to go ahead and just jump into the group now a little bit and show what we kind of did over there as well too, because we're talking about that because there's really nothing more to talk about Bitcoin.
Right.
So one of our members here, Watchman, he's been waiting to short the token H. Been talking about a few days back. He wanted to keep on shorting it. And then he asked potential setting up for a H finally. What do you guys see? And of course, I answered. I said my thing is one of the most simple things to kind of follow in a trade is the trend is your friend till the end. So I posted this here, right here. You have the 4-hour chart right here with the SMA 9 holding its support. That's your dynamic support right now. Every time it held it, it went up for another leg. Held it, went up for another leg. Held it, went up for another leg. Right. And whenever I wrote to that, I said for SMA 9 4-hour dynamic support now uptrending until reversal. The trend is your friend till the end. And then he waited for a little bit. Let me go through and find it. He said, I'm pretty sure he says, I'm looking to short H now, possible target 0.14. And I sat there and I pulled it up and I looked at it. And you look right here, it broke the 4-hour SMA 9 and came up and was bearishly retesting that during the time that he called that. As I said, he was paying attention. So I'm guessing he was paying attention to that zone right there. And we got that bearish retest. So I said, yeah, it looks really good. And I zoomed out as well too. Or no, this is the 4-hour chart right here. So it was bearishly retesting it right here. And I zoomed out on it. And I looked at the 4-hour 50 and SMA 50 and 200. And so we had a golden slap as well too. And if you guys watch the channel a little bit, I talked about the golden slap, how sometimes once you get a good run up, you get that golden cross here. And the people who start buying there and the thing's going to keep on going to the moon, they usually get slapped and it comes down. That's usually a good short signal after those kind of runs.
Wow, the golden slap. We do talk about this in our course as well, guys. So yeah, if you have all those skill sets and you're paying attention to all these different points of confluence, they help you be successful, much more successful in your trades.
Yep. And then I entered the trade. I think he was in the trade as well too. I said I put my stops at break evens. That's what I basically do. And once we got up to 10x leverage, up to 100% gains, I moved up to profits. And then once we got down, so my first chart, I was kind of showing the TPs here. We got down to our first order block zone with the SMA 50 on the 2-hour chart. And I was like, this is TP1 zone. And we were up 136%. So
boom. Love it, man. Love it. And that was a community effort. We had Watchman keeping an eye on it. Shout out to you, Watchman. He's usually on the lives. Maybe he's not here today, but if you are, drop in here and we'll congratulate you, man, because it's fun. It's fun to do this as a community. And, people are watching all different charts and keeping an eye on different things, but probably he had his alert set for the SMA 9 or something like that and was able to then, pay attention to it. Patience is key also in trading. As you can see, it took some time to play out, but it did come back and give us a prime entry level, right?
Yeah, I mean, it gave you the signal. It gave you the signal. It broke the trend. Then it came back and bearishly retest the breakdown, and boom, that was your entry. It's just before that, he was trying to short it while it was running up, and you got to wait for that trend to end. If you're gonna sit there and trade the opposite way of a trend, you're gonna get wrecked a lot of the times. You just got to wait. I mean, it's the most basic saying, and it's the most common thing said in trading, but it's really hard to do that because you're always trying to front run. You're trying to get a lot of people trying to nail the top and bottoms, and that's not where you make money in trading. You don't make money from nailing the bottoms, nailing the tops. You make it in the middle. So you gotta wait for your signals. You gotta wait till there's less risk on it, where how to put your stop losses and everything like that as well too.
Right, absolutely. So that was a point where patience was key, and the mechanical rules that you follow that are in the strategies that we're putting out there in the course as well. So that was really fun to see. And then, as you can see, Rob and admins will help people in real time if you need help with your trades, and it will help you improve as a trader. So sometimes the simplest things that we teach, you need a reminder about that so you can become better at your trades as well.
Yep. So it's actually coming up and bearishly retesting again. So if I was actually looking to get back into it, but I might miss this entry. So yeah, I'm hoping that actually kind of goes up just a little bit higher because after the thing, I might be able to get back into it. But we're basically just starting a downtrend. So anytime it goes to So now you can kind of look at it. You can put a trend line on it like this here, and every time it comes up and hits this trend line, it's probably going to be a entry idea as well too. Let's go and take a look at it in the 30-minute chart. We're filling up a 30-minute bullish fair value gap. So yeah, we might come all the way back up to 16 and we get a new entry on it. So this is something you sit there and just play this trend line until so now we're starting a downtrend, and now you can sit there and just play this downtrend until the downtrend ends. And then once that downtrend's ended, if it's still volume and still getting hype or whatever, why it pumped or it's going to pump again, then there you go. You can trade it long again. But now we're going to the downtrend. You can trade short.
Right. So you have a potential short setup here on the channel. So we are going to try to put these on X as well. So, because we've been making great calls. I mean, Rob is a very talented trader. And when we can do this live on YouTube, it's really exciting because we can give you that value for free. And we just appreciate if you smash the like and hit the subscribe and share this with as many people as possible so we can get it out there, guys. And we thank you all for being here. We really appreciate all your support. Also, signing up for our link in the description at BYDFI is also a great source of support for us. And you get a free trading tuition. So do sign up to that link. You'll be taken to the the verify bot on Telegram where you'll ask to sign up to the exchange. And then when you do and you make any deposit, you will get that $100 into your account. We also have the Discord link down below where people hang out and chat. We'll also be posting setups there as well if you prefer Discord. So yeah, it's time to rock and roll, guys. We're coming into Christmas, coming into the end of the year, and we got to up our game. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. So definitely get in. So that way, if there's any new setups that come out, we get a post, you get to see it first. And then if you have any questions, you're more than welcome. That's what the group's there for. The club's there for is help you answer questions.
Yes.
Now I'm looking at night. So yesterday we said night was looking for a pullback, and where we had Fibonacci levels on it like this. Well, that's not a Fibonacci. We had our Fibonacci levels on it, and we basically got down to the golden pocket zone. We're only at the 5, 6. We could go all the way down to the 7, 8, 6, but right now we're getting a zone. We've got to pay attention to it. So this is where I kind of like I could sit there and put a line right here. I know these are going to be my two main lines right here, because those are the two main supports with the Fibonacci that I'm kind of watching. One's right above this trend line though. So we're looking for a higher low. So I'm going to be looking to see if we keep on holding this trend line. We start kind of going sideways here, then we're going to be building up and maybe looking for another leg to the upside. So I want to see this trend kind of hold. Then if it doesn't hold and kind of goes down to here, sometimes you'll get a bear trap. This will hold and it'll come back up. You get kind of a bear trap, and it's like so it's just kind of being patient here. And what I'm basically going to be doing in here is waiting for a good break of a SMA 9, like in the 30-minute chart, 15-minute chart, maybe the 1 hour. 1 hour is retesting right now, but I'm not seeing any volume just yet. We're going into the holidays, so you really got to watch that volume. And we're not seeing any volume. It might just stay sideways because tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I don't think people are going to be on the computer sitting there paying attention to stuff as many people anyway. They're going to be spending time with their family. So it might just go sideways until people get back on, and then we get a volume spike in it, and we can sit there and take along on it. But with that, so it's just kind of patience, wait till we get some of that.
Right. And so these are setups that you're getting in real time here on the YouTube. You've got one for night, which could be a long. You got one for a short, potentially on H, and we will be doing other stuff. So guys, just get into the group. That's all I can say. Gary, we appreciate you stopping by to the stream. I know, you might not be available at 3:30, but we love to say hi to all of our supporters and members. And hivers, Brian, isn't there a selling schedule from the airdrop? Yeah. So that's a big thing about night too. But I believe it was, it's vested, but it's unlocked when you get the tokens. So I actually didn't claim my airdrop, which is bad. I should have done that. But I'd been traveling. But yeah, I will have a look at that unlocking schedule for night and maybe post that in the group. That could be helpful. But yeah, we'll also let the price dictate, or the charts dictate what we do. So sometimes it can give you a bit of an edge. But that's it, guys. Now you've got a setup for night, and you got to set up for H, and we'll be posting other stuff. And in general, guys, just be happy, go and spend time with your loved ones and friends and family and enjoy these times, and let the price action play out. Right. I think it's just like Rob said, we'll just need a little bit more patience during these times. And I know people are tired of hearing that, but that's just it. That's just it. A little bit more patience. We'll be catching those moves in the group. You see, we're still nailing the setups, even in these very difficult trading conditions. So that should be something to you, that when these conditions start to be easier, the trading gets a lot easier and it's a whole lot of fun. So now is the time to learn and get your feet wet. And Rob, do you have any last words before we close up today's live?
I'm going to sit there and say the same thing. Patience. Make sure you have a strategy. If you don't have a strategy, make sure you get in the group to learn a strategy.
Right, exactly. And we will be getting the course out. It's hard with the holidays, probably first week or two of January. So be on the lookout for that. And Jay, we'll be trying to get that transcript up. I'm not sure, YouTube has a limit of how many characters we can have in the description. So I don't know if we'll be able to fit the whole thing, but at the very least, I will be making timestamps. Okay. So that being said, guys, I hope you're having a wonderful week and Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to all of you. We just appreciate your support so much. And we will be back maybe Friday. If you're in the group, you'll get an update. And otherwise, we'll be back on Monday. So if you want to stay tuned with everything that's happening, sign up to the Discord, sign up to the Telegram, link in the description. And yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.